So kind of join in just so that we're making sure that we're staying safe, staying healthy. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands. And hopefully we've got a couple more people in here now. Perfect. Alrighty guys, well, my name is Zoe. I am a program specialist here at Camp Courageous. Today we're going to go ahead and be making some dirt and worms. So has anybody ever made dirt and worms? Because it's pretty fun. I used to make it all the time when I was younger. It's pretty great. It tastes really good too, and everybody usually enjoys it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, please feel free to kind of chime in. I'll try and keep up as much as possible. So we're going to start off with our ingredients. So today we're going to need 8 ounces of cream cheese, which will be 1 single. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 small boxes of instant pudding. You can use vanilla or chocolate, it's kind of up to you. Milk, Cool Whip, which it'll be the 16-ounce pack, 1 large packet of Oreos, and then a pack of gummy worms. So, to kind of get started, you're going to need about 2 bowls and then a container that you're going to put it in the end. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first bowl. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our cream cheese and our butter. So again, we need 2 tablespoons butter. So you can see there's 2 tablespoons measured out right there. Hi guys. Hi Max. Hi TJ. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are enjoying this weather that we're having. It was kind of funny. We woke up with so much snow, but most of it's gone. Hopefully you guys, your snow is gone as well. All right, so that butter's in there, and I'm going to go ahead and start getting that cream cheese out. Let's see here. All right, so once you open it up, mine's kind of got like an open tag up the top that we're going to pop open, and hopefully we can do this nice and easily. Which I can never open these easily. I don't know why. People are just better at it than I am, which is okay. We all have our strengths. Let's see. Got a nice fork next to me. I'm going to kind of pry it open. Okay. And so once you get that open, you can add that to your butter. Kind of likes to just rip open, so we're going to kind of squeeze it down in there. Because you do with what you can, and that's okay. Perfect. Now, is there anybody that's also making it right here with me? Because that'd be pretty exciting if you were, because then you can try it too, and then you can tell me how it tastes. There we go. Now it's ripping open a little bit better. Hi, Emily. Yeah, I'm hoping to see you soon, too. Have you been doing anything fun? When Kayla's there. Hi, Kayla. Okay. I'm going to kind of set my garbage to the side for a little bit. All right, and so you can use a spoon or a fork, anything you want to kind of mix up the butter and the cream cheese. But as you can see here, I like using a fork because it kind of squishes these textures together a little bit better. But so you're going to combine them a bunch. And it's okay if you want to get a little bit messy. You can use gloves always if you want to. I tend to just like getting into it. And like you saw earlier, we washed our hands and we're all good with that. Still staying nice and clean. Okay. So I'm going to mix them up. Hi, Kayla. All right. So as you kind of get it mixed, you're going to just kind of hope that it's all mixed really well together. Best you can. FaceTime is a great thing right now, Emily, considering the fact that you kind of have to do the safe distancing and everything like that, but it's one of the greatest things about technology is that we can still kind of hang out all together. Alrighty. So now that my butter and cream cheese is mixed together, as you can see, my bowl's a little bit too big, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and switch to a second bowl, which I have this nice red one here. And we are going to mix the pudding and the milk. So you're going to need 2 containers of pudding, which I'm using vanilla. You can use chocolate. You can kind of use whatever you want. And so then we're going to open these on up. And these luckily open a little bit easier for me. Hopefully for you guys too. Okay, we're going to pour one in. Garbage to my side. And then number 2. Iona! For those of you guys here in the fall, Iona was here. And she lives, or she was raised in France, I think, Iona, is that right? And then her husband, Matthias, was here from Belgium. I'm hoping those are right. All right, and then we're going to put number 2 in. Alrighty. And then next we're going to use our milk. So most people have it just kind of in their regular containers. I have mine in a ball jar today. Just because why not be a little fancy? Nothing ever wrong with that. So we're going to do 3 cups milk. My hands are a little greasy, so give me 1 second to go wipe them off. There we go. Calvin, do you have any suggestions for future cooking activities? This was just something I thought would be fun and easy that we can kind of get into the spring fever with. But if you have a suggestion, we would love to hear it. We do Friday program activities every Friday, 2:30. So that could always be something else that we're looking to do and that we can kind of do in the future, which would be awesome. We love ideas. All right, so we're going to pour the 3 cups. So as I pour it up, I'm going to, once it gets to that top, I'm going to pour it in. So there's 1 cup. We're going to do a second. Pour it on in. And then lastly, we're going to do a 3rd cup, which should be right at the end of my ball jar. Beautiful. So there's our 3 cups. Ooh, a pie recipe would be a really good idea, Emily. What are your guys' favorite types of pie? There's so many different kinds. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and use my spatula and stir this milk and the pudding mix together. Just got to do it nice and slow so that it's not splashing everywhere. There we go. And even in addition to cooking recipes, if you guys have any ideas for just other program ideas that you'd like to learn, or some of your favorite activities from while you were at camp that you guys kind of got to do, we could do some of those too, and we'd love your ideas. Ooh, draw a Disney villain or princess activity. That would be a lot of fun. We'll definitely have to keep that in mind for future activities. Do you have any other ones? Ooh, pumpkin pie is a good one too. It's like Thanksgiving food. So there are a lot of you guys that like Thanksgiving food too. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Now, Sarah, I know there was a Sarah that recently had a birthday. Was that you? Birthdays are always a very fun time. Reese's peanut butter cup pie and swimming. Ooh, chocolate pie is a good one too, Mary. Ooh, Mary Jane. I love it regardless. Cool. All right, so you guys are going to want to mix this all the way until it's kind of a very even consistency. So right now I still have a couple more lumps that I'm trying to get rid of. Ooh, the snoozer room is definitely great. I always really liked the big stuffed dog we had in there. Over the fall, we did a scavenger hunt. We had to find different items inside the ball pit inside of our sensory snoozle room. And that was a lot of fun too. All right. So this is starting to get to kind of a finer consistency. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera really quick so that you guys can kind of see. It's nice and smooth. And so now the next step is going to be mixing the two together. So I'm going to go ahead and take our butter cream cheese mixture, and we're going to kind of mix it over here down in with the pudding. You can kind of see putting in there. Last little bit I can't get off my fork. I'm going to get off with the spatula. Oh, and Sarah, that's so exciting. Happy belated birthday. Okay, now that I got it all off of there, we're going to kind of mix this around as much as possible and try and get it again to that kind of even consistency. And again, if you use chocolate pudding mix, that might make it a little more kind of dirt-like, which is always fun. Otherwise, if you don't like too much sweets, you can always do vanilla where it's still sweet but not as strong. Or just a matter of what kind you like. So you're going to keep mixing it. Right now it's a little lumpy. I can kind of show you guys. So you can kind of see here. Kind of just mixing it together. Trying to make it as even as possible. Okay, so as we kind of continue this, I'm going to switch over and use my fork, try and get it a little less lumpy underneath. Cooking and baking is always such a fun thing to do, especially when you're stuck at home. You get to try new recipes and all that kind of fun stuff. I know I always like trying recipes because it's how you have all of your favorites, how all these pies that people have that they like and enjoy. It's because people are just kind of playing around in the kitchen. So it's always something fun for everyone to do. Alrighty. So as you kind of get those last few lumps out, the next step is going to be getting that Cool Whip out, which hopefully is thawed. And with it being thawed, then we're going to kind of add it to this mixture. It'll make it a little bit lighter and a little bit more full. This part takes a little bit, but that's okay. Alrighty. So now you can kind of see it's kind of got that same consistency all around. Everything's mixed up really well. So now I'm going to switch back over to my spatula, but we're going to first grab our Cool Whip. So this is a brand new 16-ounce Cool Whip. I'm going to go ahead and take my spatula and scoop it on in. I'm going to start with a little bit at a time so that we can make sure it's nice and even, and therefore it's not too much to kind of mix in at a time. Alrighty, so you're kind of mixing it up together. Kind of got a cool tie-dye effect right now. And then you'll kind of see with the vanilla pudding, it's yellow, so it's kind of turning a little bit more of like a pastel yellow. And then the chocolate will be kind of like that darker brown, and then it'll be lightening up as well. Ooh, Calvin used to make some lasagna. That would be good. If you have a really good recipe, you should send it. We could maybe try making that in a video. That'd be pretty cool. What are some other things we like to cook at home? I have this other recipe that I like to make, and it's a Reese's and Oreos kind of cake. And it's kind of the same regard as this, where you're not baking anything. It's just like a nice mixing. And that's always a fun one. What other stuff do you guys like to make? Alrighty. So I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay. We just keep the stirring process going. It's getting nice and thick. Okay. So you can see how it went from like a very dark yellow and now it's a nice light kind of color. And I've only got a little bit more of Cool Whip to add into it. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. And so that's the end of the Cool Whip. All right, and then you just keep stirring. It's getting very light, kind of marshmallowy, kind of melted marshmallow look. Hi, Cindy. Alrighty, and so you just kind of keep stirring. I like to kind of switch hands halfway between, saves the arms a little bit. All right, and so as you get it completely mixed, mine's kind of went from a very dark yellow to a nice light pastel-y kind of look. As you can see, it's pretty thick, but it's still kind of creamy, so it's kind of got a little bit lighter than a pudding consistency. Alrighty. So then the next step, now that we have that done, we're going to kind of set it to the side. I'm going to kind of throw some of my other dirty bowls just over to the side. Okay. And so now from here, we are going to take our Oreos and a big zipper. I have some gallon storage size zipper bags. So I'm going to take one of these and then I'm going to add my Oreos to it. It's got the fun zipper on top. And you're literally just going to add all of your Oreos because this is going to be kind of the dirt aspect of your dirt and worms. A day in the life of a counselor. That would be fun. What kind of activities would you want us to do, Emily? Because every counselor does do different activities. So when you guys come to camp, I'm sure you remember, we always do our schedules the first day, and so you kind of get to pick and choose what activities you want to do. All right. Just got to get the last of these couple Oreos. Alrighty. And so once you have all your Oreos, you can set that aside. I'm going to take this. I like to leave a little air in it, not too much though. And then what we're going to do from here is you can use a rolling pin or a spoon or just use your hands, but we're going to crush them up really good. One thing I always like to do is I like taking pans and kind of squishing them. That always tends to work out the best for me. So I'm going to kind of stand to get a little push to it. And you just kind of push them around. And you want to break it up until it's very fine like dirt. And as you kind of get them squished really good and you need to get down a little more in there, you can always take some air out of the bag or kind of whatever you need to do. So I'm going to take a little bit out. Beautiful. And then we're just going to kind of continue squishing. Sometimes too, people like to take the cream out of them before they make the dirt. Some people like using like a food processor or blender. Just kind of a matter of preference. Me, I always know that if I use my own hands, I can make it done however I want. But it's up to your ability levels and whatever you feel comfortable doing. So you can see mine's nice and squished up. Lots of cream everywhere, which is okay. I'm going to kind of move it around so I can get a different feel and squish them around. The cream kind of makes it stick in the bag a little bit, which is okay. All right, so you'll kind of see that we got nice and squished up like that. All right, so we're gonna set it down. I'm gonna squish it just a little bit more, make sure it's really dirt-like. Alrighty. Now that it's nice and squished, we're gonna take our container that we want to put it in, which just so happens to be the same container I was squishing with. And now what we're going to do is we're gonna open up that bag, and we're gonna put about half to a third, or a third to a half, somewhere around there, of Oreos in the bottom. So I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle some out here. Alrighty. So as we get that out here, you can kind of just shake it around, or you can use a spoon, which I have this nice handy spoon. I'm gonna kind of flatten it to the bottom. Alright, so you can kind of see it, just kind of that base layer at the bottom. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that pudding mixture we made earlier, and you're going to kind of evenly layer it all over. So as you can see, I'm just kind of pulling it out a little bit and moving it around. Things like that. So you're going to end up using all of it. Which, as you can see, I have lots in there, so I might even be able to make 2, which is kind of exciting. All right, so I'm going to kind of just pull some out a little bit. Kind of cover the entire surface, which I can show you guys in just a minute. Okay. I'm going to do one more scoopful on top here. Alrighty. And then once you get to this top kind of layer, you can kind of see it on the sides. If you have the chocolate, it'll look a little bit darker of dirt. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit lighter, which is totally fine. You're going to take that last little bit of your Oreos, and you're just going to sprinkle it over the top like dirt. Alrighty. Okay, so I have those out. I'm going to kind of spread them over the top here. Alrighty, and so now it's time for this, what I think is the most fun part. Teach us about the human body and the brain. Calvin, that'd be another fun idea. We could do different types of lessons of some fun things, maybe do some trivias and stuff. That'd be really cool. There'd be lots of fun ideas. I like it a lot. But okay, so for the next activity for our dirt and worms is going to be our gummy worm stage. And so what you do is, this is kind of looking like that dirt for the worms to be in that they live in. And so what we're going to do is you're going to open up your gummy worms, and you're going to kind of place them throughout. So since this one uses our hand, I'm just going to throw a quick glove on really quick. That way we're making sure that we're being safe, just in case other people eat it and stuff like that, which I did wash our hands, because washing hands is awesome. And then we're just going to kind of go from here, and we'll take some out. And you can kind of sprinkle them over the top. You can kind of take some, and if you kind of push them in a little bit, it looks like the worm's kind of coming up from the ground. And it's pretty cool. So you can kind of have fun, kind of get artsy with it, and be all creative. So I'm kind of throwing mine in here. Alrighty. And so this will be our finished project, or our product. So you got your dirt and your worms. And so you can kind of see it's got that cool layer. And then our top. So that's it for dirt and worms. Nice, super simple activity that you can do at home whenever you want. And it only requires a couple of ingredients that you might need to go to the store for. But a lot of stuff that we typically have just in our homes and things like that for us to make. So thanks for watching, guys. It was super fun. Here at camp, we can't wait to see you guys soon. So we hope that you guys are staying safe and healthy, and we love that you join in with us. Don't forget that we have daily posts from our interns. They do lots of different activities that you can do right there at home, whether it be crafts or activities and things like that. Lots of fun stuff that you can do at home. As well as on Wednesdays at 11:45, we have Critters with Mr. U, which is super fun and awesome if you haven't seen it yet. And then Fridays, every Friday we'll do at 2:30. My sound stopped. That's not good. Well, hopefully you guys can see it. Otherwise, we'll type it up at the very bottom. But Fridays at 2:30, we do different program activities. Kind of like this one, we might have something fun and different next week, but lots of fun activities for us to do. So we can't wait to see you guys. We hope you're staying safe, staying healthy, having fun, and then we will see you out soon. We'll have some more activities coming to you shortly. Enjoy your weekend. All right, bye-bye, guys.